Hey guys, welcome back to another Snakes in the Grass. Today we're going to be discussing the Xbox Developer Direct, give my thoughts on it, what I saw, what I liked, how I felt about it. Without further ado, let's get into it. First thing we got to see was Ninja Gaiden 4, which was a big surprise, I think, to a lot of people. I think there was the rumor about a Japanese game, but I didn't hear anything about Ninja Gaiden, so that was kind of a surprise. Now, Ninja Gaiden isn't a series that I'm particularly invested in, personally. A lot of people, this series means a lot to them. So, leave in the comments what you thought about it. That genre of like character action games kind of is my blind spot in a way. Kind of like how survival horror and all that kind of stuff. JRPGs kind of were a blind spot for a while. I hope at one point I will go ahead and play stuff like Ninja Gaiden. Obviously Team Ninja is developing it, and interestingly enough, so is Platinum Games. It's an interesting combo because Platinum does make some of those top tier, from what I understand, best in industry in a lot of ways games. I would say that if someone were to bring back something like Ninja Gaiden, I think Platinum would have been the ideal choice for doing so. More thoughts on the actual game itself. The gameplay looked crazy to me. This is going to kind of be a theme throughout this developer direct, is that I think we're getting to a nice place in 2025 in gaming. I think I might actually make another Snakes in the Grass on this, about how 2025 could be kind of that pivotal point in gaming history to decide where we're going as an industry. It gives me hope seeing games like Ninja Gaiden 4, especially in the way that the game looks. It's a game that knows it's a game, like it's pure fun, pure gameplay from what I can see. Kind of like games that we used to get a lot back in the 360 generation, where games know their games, they can tell stories, but fundamentally we had games then, and we still have games now. I'm not saying that, like, it's a game that knows it's a game. I'm happy to see it, and it's a game that knows its audience, knows what people want, and I hope it turns out great. If you guys want, comment, like, and subscribe, and leave that if you want me to play the Ninja Gaiden series before the game comes out. It's coming out fall 2025, so plenty of time before to play through Ninja Gaiden, review them. Maybe at least one or two I'm guessing I could play. They also shadow dropped Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which from what I can see is them remastering or remaking the second Ninja Gaiden game, which released in 2008 in Unreal Engine 5. I haven't got the opportunity to play that yet because just kind of been busy, of course, with Kingdom Come Deliverance. Check out my streams if you haven't already. I stream basically every day, and that looked crazy as well. And also let me know if you want me to play the Ninja Gaiden series, if you want me to go ahead and like which version to play. I don't know if I'm going to play the old versions, the ones that originally came out on the Xbox and the Xbox 360, because that kind of is I have to go ahead and buy those, and so it's like, would I really want to have the Sigma or whatever? But if you guys want me to play Sigma or the remake, let me know and I'll consider it. But anyway, moving on. Then we had South of Midnight. South of Midnight, I think it was the weakest game of the show, but in general it was a good game. I really liked the creature designs and that kind of, as I said, that deep south feel. You don't really see too much of that kind of deep south, kind of swampy folklore. I really want to go and check it out and see what kind of things they have there. Combat looked okay. The only thing that really got me, and this might just be me just noticing it, right? The only thing that really I didn't like was the UI. Or not the UI, actually no. The UI and the menus. They might need to clean that up, but I don't know if they will. But it didn't look particularly impressive. The gameplay in general looked okay. Bosses looked cool. In general, I'm excited for it, so we'll see how it turns out. Hopefully it is a great game, because Compulsion has a lot of potential. And now they haven't done many games, but this is a completely new ballpark for them. Expedition 33 really interested me as well. It was probably the third out of the four for me, right? Kind of that JRPG turn-based style, but kind of in a different way that I'm really interested to see how they do it. Now, for me, you could tell that this was made by people who love this style of game, and I really like seeing that. If you want to make a game to love that style of game, understand it, because if you make a game and you don't know like the basic or the historical things that have been in these types of games, you end up in a very bad position to like, how are you gonna pay homage, or how are you gonna include certain features that are gonna be seen as useless or not really interesting by players. So I find it interesting that they've gone with this approach of kind of turn-based, but in certain aspects there's some skill to it with the, I think, parries, all this kind of stuff, if I remember correctly, and like you need to press the button prompts and all that kind of stuff. I found that interesting. The only issue I think there is how annoying is that going to get, like if like you have a large boss with like large health pools, how exactly is that going to play into, they need to tune it correctly, but hopefully that should be good. World map surprised me. I did not expect that to exist, because that's something that's not been around for like many Final Fantasy games and other JRPGs. I don't know if many really do that anymore, so it's interesting to see that 3D world map where you walk around like, and it's actually, it reminds me of Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8 in particular as well. And yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with the game. The story seems interesting, it's got me hooked. The characters seem alright. Yeah, so we'll see how that turns out. I'm interested in the game, and in general, I would like to see what exactly they're going to do with it. They've created an interesting world premise. Final thing on Expedition 33. I think this has the potential to be a Game of the Year contender if they do the right things. I'm obviously right. GTA 6 very likely is going to be it. If they don't, that's a whole nother story. If they don't have GTA 6 as like even a contender, that would be crazy. I think obviously GTA 6 is going to be there, like in terms of probably it will, like 99% is going to win. But you know, in terms of personal, what you enjoy the most, right? I think Expedition 33 could be that for a lot of people. And great segue into another game that I think has to be a Game of the Year contender, I think, right? Doom: The Dark Ages is crazy. Now I've obviously made my Doom 2016 review. I've got the script. I haven't fully recorded it yet, and you know, you guys haven't voted on it, so go ahead and vote on the next time I ask for what review next. Right now I'm making the Dead Space review, so that's that. But Doom: The Dark Ages, just for like a sneak peek of my Doom 2016 review. Doom 2016 is a great reboot of Doom, right? It's probably the perfect like masterclass of bringing an old IP into a new age and rebooting a franchise, right, and giving it that life, making it connect with an audience, making it connect with its old audience and a new audience, while still maintaining the core of what makes Doom Doom, and that's the gameplay, that's the gunplay, that's that amazing feeling. Now Doom Eternal, we'll have discussions about Doom Eternal, and I'll play it on stream 100% at a certain point and do the DLC. Now Doom Eternal was something different. It was a great game. I played Doom Eternal before Doom 2016. Doom Eternal was great, but for me, when it comes to Doom Eternal, is that I don't really like the way that at a certain point, for me, it felt like there was too much platforming and like jumping around and stuff like that, and movement. And I think Doom: The Dark Ages is going to not rectify that, because I don't think that's the wrong way to go. There's definitely a way to go with Doom in that kind of speedy gameplay, well, not speedy, kind of platforming, kind of. There's definitely a way for Doom to go that way, but I think just for me, my enjoyment comes from that feeling of being an unstoppable tank, that feeling of walking slowly, just mowing down demons, that feeling of just that power fantasy. They're adding so much in terms of melee possibilities, unique in terms of like, and this is really what I like, right, is when guns have, and like equipment has different purposes beyond just it exists for this one purpose. They have the shield, which kind of encompasses that kind of design. You can throw the shield, you can parry, you can deflect, bash, you can do a bunch of the shield, right? Then there's of course the flail, the mace, and electric gauntlet as melee options in of themselves. Now the only thing that kind of I felt iffy about at a certain point was the glory kills. Now I don't know if this was like a, you know, specific pain point for some people. For me, I liked the way that the glory kills were before, but I understand, you know, they want it in real time, and it's not like you lock in and then it teleports you to an enemy in a specific kill animation. I like the impact of the glory kills, so I might have to like get used to that feeling of, okay, the glory kills happen in real time, you know, unlocked in terms of you do a glory kill and then you just like, you might kick them off or something like that. And of course, you can't not mention the guns in Doom. These are some of the most crazy out there weapons still from when Doom: The Dark Ages was revealed. The Skull Grinder one is still my favorite, but there's a bunch of ones that they showed now. Like I think there was one with like a lot of electric. There's a lot of different unique types of guns I've never seen in Doom before. It's one thing, right, to reboot a franchise, rebooting a franchise successfully, and in the way that they did with Doom 2016, and the challenge of itself, very, very difficult. But what I would say is even a bigger task, however, is once you rebooted that franchise, what do you do after that? Now, how do you build off of that foundation is very important. And Doom Eternal was a way to build off that foundation, which, you know, people liked or maybe didn't like. And I think Doom the Dark Ages is a way to build off of it. So I'm interested into seeing how personally for me, I'll just say it right now. For me, I still like Doom 2016 more than Doom Eternal. Doom the Dark Ages has that potential to kind of surpass Doom 2016. And it has that potential, I think, to be a 10 out of 10. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to play that. You can't also forget mech that you can literally fight titans with, the dragon. It's going to be a crazy game. One thing that I think will always kind of be an iffy thing for me with Doom is how they do the story. Now for me, I'll make no secret of it, I don't play Doom for the story. I play Doom for the gameplay. I don't like really too much cutscenes breaking up the gameplay, right? And I liked how Doom 2016 embraced that, as there was cutscenes in Doom 2016, but they were very limited. You're kind of in the game straight away. So I don't know how I feel about them kind of being very bombastic about Doom the Dark Ages story. It seems that it's going to be story heavy in a way. It's going to be like probably the biggest story they've done. Now people, you know, in terms of the lore and story, you know, this is good for them. They might really enjoy that, and, you know, good for you. Hopefully I can enjoy it as well. But that's another aspect that I think I liked more about Doom 2016 than I like Doom Eternal. So we're gonna have to see how that turns out. As I said, I'm always kind of iffy about stories in Doom in terms of purely how is the story told, how is the story interwoven, how is it even presented. For me at least, it's not a story type of game, so I'm gonna have to see, obviously. But yeah, that's it for the developer direct. If I was to rank the games, I'd go Doom the Dark Ages, Ninja Gaiden 4, Expedition 33, South of Midnight. I don't really want to rank Ninja Gaiden 2 Black because you know, that really doesn't have the same weight for me. It does give hope for kind of where gaming is going when I see games like Doom the Dark Ages and I see Ninja Gaiden 4. The show was a great show. Thank you guys for watching. I streamed my reaction to it. I think there was a bit of audio issue, so if you want to not like watch that, it's fine. So thank you guys for watching. Now, this has been another Snakes in the Grass. Thank you and bye.